Dead Art Studios paint and chat. So tonight I've got a new painting that I'm working on, and it's a painting that's on birch panel, and it's 30 centimeters wide and 40 centimeters high. And I've already done some work on it yesterday, and today I'm going to try and do a bit more and make some more progress with it. And this one I want to try and finish quite quickly, not like take months over it like I have been doing with some of my others. So I kind of want to do it in 2 or 3 sessions. And if we just look at what we've done so far, I started it with a sort of gesso and modelling medium background, and it's quite sort of textured, and then I've been sanding and smoothing and adding paint with my blades here, scraping away and putting paint down. And I've got a sort of abstracted landscape going, a sort of hillside area here, and maybe like, I don't know, just a yellow street really, but maybe like a beachy area over there. And then this, I'm thinking, seeing it as a more of a seafront area, maybe with some kind of foreground just right here at the bottom, and then up here at the top some sky. And so I think what I want to do today is try and introduce a little bit more of the potential landscape into this side here where this orange is streaking across, and maybe just up there as well, and just get a bit more weight to the actual landscape itself. I think I'll think about the sky a little bit later. So I've got my little yogurt pot lids, putting paint on, and I think the first thing we need to do is deal with this bit over here. Now I've got some green gold for this. I'm going to mix it with a tiny bit of yellow. So let's get that down onto the yogurt pot lid, and hopefully that's just going to brighten up that. So green gold is an interesting colour. It's kind of got a olive colour to it before you do anything, but then if you pull it quite thin, and then it sort of has a more golden sort of shine in the background to it. Right, we'll start with this and see what happens. And we're just kind of going up here and starting to pull down towards that yellow bit there. Okay, so I think it's probably going to come there. It's not taking me long to get paint on myself. Okay, and then we'll pull it off that side bit there, and try and make it a bit more visible here. So I think we'll do about half an hour on paint and chat today, just talking about the painting and anything that comes into my head, totally unscripted and pre-planned. And we just sort of go at it and see what happens. Right, so I've got that there. It's not very heavy on the colour, but let's think about the composition. I do quite like where that's coming in. I think I'd prefer it if it was a bit more angled there. So let's pull that out and up, and maybe we can break it down as if it's going off downhill that way. That kind of works quite nicely. Let's pull some of this colour into there as well. Right. While we're here, let's have a look again at this bit. I'm just going to scratch that off a bit. Excuse me. Right. Let's use the rest of the green gold to sort of block in a bit on this side of this sort of hill over here. There we go. And then let's go for another colour. Maybe something down on that yellow beach. I think that sort of yellow beachy bit is a little bit too bright, and I'm using acrylics. There you go, these are the acrylics I'm using. And the colours I've got by the side of me today is burnt umber, burnt sienna, cadmium orange, primary yellow, green gold, and ultramarine blue. I've got some more over there, but I think we'll just work with what we've got by the side of us for now. So I think we'll take a little bit of burnt sienna. I'm going to put that onto my lid. I don't mind if a bit of the other colour gets in it. It's just going to mix it up a bit and make it a bit more unique and just take it off from that pure burnt sienna colour, and all the colours are hopefully complementing each other in the palette I'm using anyway, so if they get a bit intermixed then it's not really a problem. Okay, so we'll just pull in to there. And let's see how that looks. I think not too bad if we smooth over. It definitely adds a bit more depth to that yellow. So let's keep working at it. And the good thing about having sanded this really smooth to about 800 grit is that it should be pretty easy to wipe off clean. So that's one bonus of doing the sanding. And I was doing the sanding mainly just to reveal the various layers of paint and modelling medium and gesso and such underneath. There's a lot of light blue and ultramarine under there, and just to bring some of that out, you can see that a little bit up here and here and down here. So I hope everything's going well in your world, and if not, then I wish you all the best for the future. I've had a nice weekend, and then we're back to the normality of the weekday tomorrow, which for me will be family duties and then working on the painting business. I've got a lot of acrylics that I did on paper over Christmas. I did loads for some reason, like maybe 16 or something. And I've picked out ones which I want to put on the shop and got them ready for mounting and everything. And I've had my order turn up of backing board and everything that I needed to get it done. So it's a matter of starting to glue everything on and get them ready for the shop. And I might vlog that for the channel, see how we're feeling. And then also I've got other tasks, general chores, and also DIY working on the house. It's how I spend most of my time at home when my daughter is at school. I'm certainly always busy. Okay. How does that look? Kind of interesting. What if we pull sideways? We just lift it off and we go across and try and create another sort of potential layer through. Has that worked? Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. There we go. Scrape that down into there a bit. I think that might be more interesting than that plain yellow was before. Break it up a little bit. Okay. So I am wondering what happens if I mix a little bit of the burnt sienna into the green gold, if that's going to bring that into a sort of nice deeper green. It's going to have to be a little bit of burnt sienna as well. That might be too much that I just put down there, but let's see what happens. Good bit of green gold on there. I am starting to run out of quite a lot of my acrylic paint, so at some point I may well have to be doing an order and getting some more. Right, let's see how that looks, and let's start down here and pull up. I think with it being so smooth now, it's actually putting on very thin layers of paint, so that's making it a little bit more difficult in some respects. Okay, that's kind of working though. There we go, that's applying a bit nicer. Okay, now maybe this little bit here could come down a little bit more, and we could try and define that little hillside a little bit better. Okay. Is that working? Hard to tell, hard to tell. Just drop my blade straight onto my painting. Scrape that off. Try again. Okay, that has kind of worked the way I want. I suppose what's not quite right in my mind now is the colours at the minute, but if I can define the composition, at least get that down, then I can always come in with the colours that I think suit it further down the line. Okay, and up here as well, a little bit. Okay, and down in this foreground area here, I think this is going to be dry land here, and then the blue and orange bit, we'll call that water. And like I say, this is quite an abstract painting. I don't really want it to necessarily look like a full-on landscape or anything, but just by naming things and giving things sort of locations in relation to each other as to what they are in my mind, then if it doesn't end up looking like those things, that's not a problem, but that helps me set out and organise the painting in some kind of way, and for it to have some kind of link or coherent link to IRL in real life. Yeah, try and get it so that it has some kind of relevance to what's around us. Now then, so when I did these orange bits up here, I liked them, and the reason I liked them was because I kind of thought they were like a hillside fire. But then I thought that wasn't really what I wanted to show out the painting, you know, and I'm trying to think if someone's hanging it and they're looking at it, do they want to watch something burning all the time? Maybe, but I thought that maybe that's not really what I wanted to go for on this occasion. So I might try and break that orange up a bit with some ultramarine blue and create a sort of shade dark area at the back of the sort of hillsides and pull that up into the sky. I said I wasn't going to really work on the sky today, but actually I think I need to get an overall idea of what's happening. Let's start here and pull this blue up from the back here. Well, that's certainly interesting. Pretty wild. Interesting. What do we think to that? That's like a totally new element. I do quite like it. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at just setting that out a bit more. Yeah, maybe we could pull that in a bit more as well. And come down here. Now my other painting, the family figures painting that I've been working on, it's over there somewhere. I am still working on that, and I've done quite a lot to it, but then I've also sort of pulled it back to an earlier stage and coated it all in sort of yellowy shade of matte medium and dulled it all right down. And I think I'm going to go in on that one with some gloss medium mixed into the paint and then make it all super colourful and glossy. I'll probably have that on next time that we're doing paint and chat, so you'll get to see what I have been doing with that as well. And I've been pretty busy painting actually, and like really enjoying it as well. And one problem that I've not been having is like not wanting to paint. I'm like always wanting to paint, so I'm taking that as a good sign. Okay, let's have a look. Maybe just here there needs a bit more. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Now, just did that add or did that take away? Don't know on that. Might just try scraping it right up to the top. Not sure what I thought to that last bit. Do quite like this bit. It's a bit bumpy there. Look, let's pull that down. Now, can we do anything else with this? Like pull some sideways. Interesting. And this painting's heading off in a direction that I didn't necessarily envisage at first. But I didn't really envisage much for this painting anyway. I just kind of picked it up and started doing it without any great thought as to what it was going to look like. Okay, I don't like the bit at the top, but I do like the blue bit there. I don't really like this bit. I'm going to get some white and I'll squirt quite a lot of white onto the top. And we're going to try and sort of get a new layer going onto that. And we're going to try and follow this top line here. That's what we want there and there. Nice, interesting. And, you know, we're just playing with the paint and what the paint does really, and just seeing how it works with all the previous things that we've done. And this is what painting is about for me. I was thinking about this the other day, and like, you know, when they did the first ever paintings in the sort of prehistory times, I don't think they were sitting there kind of saying how much like a X, Y, or Z can we make this look. And they probably weren't really doing it like this. So we're just trying to probably tell a story. But in some ways, I think a lot of people think a painting needs to look like something and as close to like real as possible. But if you spend a lot of time thinking about it and looking at paintings like, say, for example, the Mona Lisa, if you really, I mean, it's beautiful, it's well painted, but it is still kind of a cartoon, isn't it? It's not photo real. And it's stylized. And that kind of, for me, says that painting is just about trying to express yourself. Now, if you want to express yourself by doing the most realistic drawing ever of something, then that is absolutely fine by me, and it's an impressive and amazing feat. But it's just not what I do when I sit down. And you know, it should be fun for whoever's doing it, and that means a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Right, I don't know now. I'm almost thinking of just pulling it all the way down and totally seeing what that does. It does have the added bonus of it's getting involved with this yellow beach area down here. And it's sort of creating a highlight effect. Across the whole of the painting. And I must admit, I do take a certain pleasure in destroying things that I've done and then destroying and reworking and destroying and rebuilding. It is a theme for me, and it's kind of revealed quite an interesting sort of part of my personality that I didn't necessarily know I had. And it's something I'm trying to in some ways resist, because then you get absolutely nowhere, but also to allow myself to do it, because after all it is only painting. It's to know when to do it, I think, and when to you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Was that Johnny Cash? Let me know. I did used to play quite a lot of poker online and in person occasionally. And I used to really enjoy it. I haven't played it for what must be at least 10 years now. I'm not sure. I'm playing a lot of chess now. I'm not sure I need another hobby to fit in with everything else I'm doing in life right now. I used to be alright at it as well. I was definitely winning more than what pure chance would allow. Okay, so what has that done? What has it done? I've got quite a lot of white paint left here. I'm trying to figure out if there's a use for it. Could just build this area up quite sort of impasto to create some extra texture. So let's do that. I'm going to stop at half an hour again today, and when I make these videos it goes in like a blink of an eye, half an hour, but then when I watch things on YouTube, like 12 minutes can seem like in a lifetime, or 30 minutes definitely is a long thing to watch, so I am aware of that. Okay. Okay, let's get over this. It's more complicated now, isn't it? And it has got rid of the orange sort of hillside fire vibe. I did kind of like that, but I think I might just do a little bit of the burnt umber to finish, to get some shade under the blue there, and maybe a little bit down here as well, and then we'll call it until next time. And I do want to say thank you to everybody who is watching. Well, I love pulling bits of paint off from dried paint from around the caps. Yeah, I do want to say thanks to everybody who's watching, and I hope I'm providing some kind of value and entertainment. What do we think to that? Oof. I don't know, it's very brown, isn't it? Let's pull that as well. Okay. Right, I'm going to scrape sideways across there, but first I want to lay this paint onto here. Got a little bit left on yogurt pot lid down here as well. Put on there. Okay, I'll do a sideways scrape along here. Let's try and reach that back, and then I might do might spray a bit of water on there and sort of rub back in areas to clean areas back a bit and bring this a bit more into, you know, make it a bit more easy to see. So there we go, the first half an hour of tonight's session on this painting. Let me know what you think. If you say you've gone totally crazy, what on earth have you been doing, then that's fine. I might not disagree with you on this occasion, but it's still got the structure, and I'll be interested to see where it goes next. This is Dead Art Studios, and I'll see you next time.